Yeah, look, without a doubt, I think if it wasn't for getting the job with Mr. Canada, I don't think I would have gotten as far as I did. As much as everyone has helped me and has guided me, and Mr. Canada has just been a true blessing, and I couldn't thank him enough.
KZN champion apprentice, South African champion jockey. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected, and he is talented. He's currently plying his trade in Hong Kong, making South Africa proud. He's a South African born star. It gives me great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to sit and enjoy the next half an hour on In the Box Seat podcast with Keagan de Melo. Keagan, how are you?
Yeah, good, can't complain. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a long time coming, and happy to be on the show for you.
Thank you, and as I said, we've got so many guests from around the world in KZN at the moment, and we've been doing a lot of podcasts, and it's just wonderful, and nice to be back where the sun is bright.
Oh yeah, the sun was bright in Hong Kong before I left. It
Yes.
was very, very hot, and nice to get down to some cool weather and some relaxed time with the family.
Keagan, we're not going to discuss how you got involved, your apprenticeship. We've done all that. Now we want to focus on Hong Kong and your time there. But first of all, how did you get? How did you land up in Hong Kong? Were you invited? Did you have to apply? Was it ever on your radar? What's the process? How did you get there?
Look, I was approached by one of the stewards, Mr. Bailey, and they were interested in getting me to Hong Kong, and I sent my application over, and it got accepted. So it was easy as that, but the hard work before that, obviously winning championship and winning Group 1s, that was the hard work, and obviously put my name out there to be recognised. So that was the process. So it was a big shock to the system when I got the message, because I still had a lot of contracts that I was dealing with, and it was halfway through the season, I think, so I still had a lot of pressure, and look, it worked out for the best.
Keagan, you've always been, as the public would have heard by my introduction, and another word that another comparison or word that I left out was humble. And I've had the privilege of knowing you from very early in your career. And did you think that, when you were sitting at the South African Jockey Academy, or lying at the South African Jockey Academy on the couch, because you're like me, you enjoy a good soft sofa. Did you, when you were resting after a good day's work, did you ever think to yourself so quickly that it would just spiral championships overseas, Hong Kong, or did you ever think it would happen so quickly?
Look, I didn't think it would ever happen, to be honest. It was a lot of hard work in the beginning, and we've got some great jockeys in South Africa, great competitors, and to be in that big pool was testing deep waters, and obviously hard work, and with the help of a lot of good trainers and owners, really put me to where I am today.
Stables, how does it work there in Hong Kong? Are you contracted to the club? Are you contracted to a particular yard? Are you freelancing? How does it work? Who do you ride work for? Who do you ride for?
Well, you're contracted to the club, so you're a freelance jockey, so whoever feels need to use you, or whoever you want to ride for, that's up to you. But yeah, it's all about the hard work there, and the more you put in, the more you gain out of it.
There's no. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no such thing as a stable jockey there. You won't find a de Melo Kanemayer, Zaki Kanemayer type of thing there. No.
No. That I think that stopped a few years ago,
Okay.
and everyone's just freelance, and obviously there are apprentices there that are assigned to certain stables. So I think those are the only guys, and now a girl as well, that are contracted to a stable.
Okay. Riding work, is that every day expected? How does morning track work?
It's very different to how we work in South Africa. South Africa, you run around looking for rides in the morning, and obviously that's how you get noticed, and you put in the hard work to get the rides. And in Hong Kong, you basically work what you ride, and you you've got your schedule and you've got your rides, and that's the horses you work during the week. And so it's not pretty much you riding work for, let me put it in basic terms, you're not working for free. It's something you're riding.
Correct. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're riding the horse in the race, you ride the work. That's it. So
That's it,
basically, you wouldn't really be exercising or working a horse in the morning that you weren't going to ride in the races, as
No.
you would certainly do in South Africa.
Yes, in South Africa, that's how it works, you know,
Okay.
and unless you're contracted to a stable like I was with Mr. Canema and them, you work every horse because you know you're going to ride every horse. So
Okay.
in Hong Kong, it's just what you're riding.
Keagan, how do we compare South African racing and Hong Kong racing, especially the track? The Hong Kong track is tight.
Yes, it is very tight. I think Happy Valley is very tight, and you just got to adapt. And we're lucky here. We got the Gravel Poly track, and the Gravel turn is
quite tight, yeah.
it's a sharp track. So you got to be on your A game all the time. You miss a beat, you lose a couple positions. So look, I took to Happy Valley like a duck to water. So I was very lucky. My first meeting at Happy Valley, I had a winner. So I think I've adapted quite well to the tracks.
The crowds, I mean, you know, we South African racing, we're getting there, we're getting the crowds back, things are starting to turn. Of course, the Hollywood Bets Durban July, the crowds were packed. We have them in the Cape at the Met and all the big meetings. But generally, it doesn't matter what meeting it is in Hong Kong, from the walls of, you know, from the track wall up to the top of the grandstand, just people.
Yeah, they're crazy for racing there, and they come out in their numbers every single meeting. Whether it's a Wednesday meeting, Thursday meeting, Sunday meeting, they are there in numbers, and it's really a great atmosphere, and two different atmospheres on the courses. You go to Happy Valley and it's more a party vibe, and
Okay.
it's just a really, like I've mentioned, a party vibe, and it's really refreshing.
Okay, she's here. Keagan, your wife, Demi, your daughter, you've got two daughters, Mia. Please refresh my memory on the second daughter's
Harper.
name. Pardon?
Harper.
That's right. Okay, Harper. So Demi, Mia and Harper have come across. They didn't come across immediately. You went ahead first. Is that right?
No, we all went as
You all went as one.
We all went as one, yes.
Okay, fantastic. How have they adapted to life there?
Demi, she loves Hong Kong. She adapted straight away because she went when she was there when Callan was there, and she pretty much fell in love with the place, I think. And so for her, it was a pretty easy adjustment. For the kids, the first month or two was a bit hard, but they seem to have settled in very well, and I don't think I'd change that for the world. And yeah, I think in the beginning for me it was a bit tough to settle in because I'm a homey person. I love being at home, and so a change in environment was a scary thought for me, but when they settled in that well, it put me at ease a little bit.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. We were just talking, well, you'll see, as I said, we've done several podcasts, and in the one podcast that you'll see or have yet to see with Gavin Smith, talking about family, and his son-in-law is JP van der Merwe, his cousin is Duncan Howells. Well, here's another close-knit family, because Callan Murray, of course, is your brother-in-law. You married to his sister.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So, and Callan, how's he doing? He's in Australia, is that right?
Yes, he's settled in Adelaide, and he seems to be happy there, and he's settled down into a relationship. So
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
yeah, so we had a nice holiday with him. He came to Hong Kong for a little bit, and it was really enjoyable. It was nice getting family together again.
That's one we must, talking to our team behind the scenes, get online, get Zoom, and touch base with Callan Murray. Absolutely a fabulous rider is Callan. Now, in Hong Kong, where do you stay? Where do you live? Where's home?
We stay on the course, so there's 3 buildings on course, and we stay at Racecourse Gardens, and yeah, everything's just there for you. You've got a play area for the kids, we got accommodation, we got helpers that look after the kids when we're racing and when we need to socialize a bit. So we've got everything we need in Hong Kong, and we're just very blessed to be in the position we are, where we can get the help like that.
Are your Racecourse Gardens, are they tall buildings? Because I know Bart Vanders, who we're going to talk to just now, He lives on the 35th floor, I think he said. So are you as high up, or they?
Not as high up. I'm still in single digits, but yeah, it's still big buildings, and yeah, that's pretty much the life in Hong Kong, apartment life.
You mentioned social life. Is there a social life? What do you do to socialize? What do you do on a day where you've got the family and you want to relax?
Look, Hong Kong is very social. You get to go out with all your friends during the week, and obviously when you're having your winners, you go out for owners' lunches and owners' dinners, and you go with the trainers, and yeah, the social aspect of it is really, really good. I didn't get much of that in South Africa because you're working every single day, and yeah, in Hong Kong you're riding 2 days a week, and you're trying to build a name for yourself. So you also got to socialize with owners and trainers and get your name out there.
Distance-wise, where the race courses are, first of all, the two race courses, how far apart are they in the car? Would you have been an hour's drive, half an hour?
That's probably about 20 minutes from Sharton to Happy Valley without traffic.
Okay. And then where you are staying at the race course, I mean, if you want to go to a restaurant or to see people, I mean, is it quite central? It's quick. It's not sort of
very quick
hours drive here, or it's quick. It's
very quick
all around.
And public transport is also great there. I think we're a 10-minute walk to the train station, and that's about a half an hour trip to town.
Jeez,
if you don't want to drive, and yeah, it's just so easily to get around in Hong Kong, and
what a pleasure.
To have a place that functions so well with public transport really does help, because you don't have to worry about much.
Other South Africans, I mean, we've touched base with a couple, but Luke Ferraris, Lyle Hewitson, Divan Neethling, Jared Samuel, yourself, just a few names that come to the top of my head, and the others, many others. How are they? You touch base with them often?
Yes, look, obviously we see a lot of each other, and Luke and Lyle got their own hobbies. They play a lot of golf, and so...
You've never been a golfer, hey?
Never been a golfer. I've tried it.
Yeah, me too. No good.
I can go around the course for 18, but not really keen on it.
Yeah.
So I enjoy spending time with my family, taking them to the parks, taking them to water parks, and that sort of thing, you know. And we do socialize a lot at night times when we go for our dinners and stuff. So it's a really fun place.
One thing that must make you very happy is when you were in South Africa, just before you left, you had a plum job. We can call it a plum job with Dean Kannemeyer, Lady Laidlaw of Kaya Stables, and of course Jahan Malherbe, a formed bloodstock. Really a great job, top class people to work for. And first question is, how did they take the news that you were leaving to go overseas? And the second question is, you must have been exceptionally proud to hand that job over and hand the reins to one of your great friends, Craig Zaki.
Yeah, look, it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, was break the news, and because they've been so good to me, and I think I delayed it for a very long time, and it probably wasn't the right thing to do, but I just could not find it in me to tell them, and eventually I told them, I think a day or two before the news came out. And
let me stop you right there. They must have, knowing them, they must have given you their blessing.
Yes, 100%. And then you think to yourself, why did I delay it so long? Because I just didn't know how to feel at the time. And and when I broke the news, they were the happiest
that's good
out of everyone, I think. And they were happy to see me go. And now that I'm back, they've sort of welcomed me back as well. And it's really nice. And I'm just glad Craig has built up a good relationship as well. He's ridden some very good horses, and that comes with the territory, you know. And yeah, very proud of him for what he's done and achieved.
Yeah, absolutely.
After me, and yeah, it was hard telling them, but it was also a relief seeing their reactions.
Yeah. You're a very good temperamented. Well, I've only ever experienced. And in your career and in your personal life, good temperament, Keagan de Melo. And you know, you, as I said in the beginning, you're cool, calm, chilled. You've got a sort of, if action was happening next to you, you would take it in your stride and you would sort things out. Has that laid back, good temperament, I say laid back is good, been to your benefit or to your detriment in Hong Kong?
I think a bit of both at the end of it, you know. I think Hong Kong is really tough, and I think you've got to be a little bit harder, if I may say. You've got to ask the questions, you've got to tell it how it is, and if you don't ask, what do they say? If you don't ask, you
Don't get.
You don't get.
Correct.
So in a tough environment like that, you got to be on top of your game every single day, and it's hard work, but with hard work comes rewards.
Comes reward, absolutely. Then 2 more questions about Hong Kong, and then we want to talk about Justin Snaith's call up for the meeting this weekend. The food styles are very different. And I know from the past you're a bit of a fussy eater. How did you and the family adapt? I mean, there's obviously food and different catering for different tastes, but how did you adapt? Because it is different.
Yeah, it is. You know,
Is there McDonald's around the corner?
very good McDonald's. Yeah, I guess that comes with moving anywhere in the country. You know, you got to adapt to their sort of style, and they've got very good food. A lot of different dishes, and you got to be bold and try it. And
Yes.
look, I'm not a fish eater or anything like that, and a lot of their food is pretty raw. So it took a lot of.
Okay.
Still don't do it, but yeah, I enjoy trying different things to a certain extent.
Yes.
But I still enjoyed coming back to South African food, I must be honest.
Bart tells me that he has had the most, and he wants me, hopefully one day when I maybe get the blessing to go to Hong Kong, he wants me to try a traditional bowl of hot, delicious snake soup. Now, I haven't had snake soup before. Have you?
No, neither have I.
I don't think I'm going to be. I don't know how I'm going to break it to Bart when he presents me with a bowl of snake soup that I'm going to have to decline it. But he tells me it's delicious. So you haven't had snake soup?
If your palate allows it, go
Go
ahead.
for it.
But I don't think my palate would allow it.
I agree. I'm in the same camp as you. Now, your kids' schools, are they in school yet? Are they? I mean, they've got, you said, some helpers and carers and things. Are they at school?
Yes, they go to international school, so they're pretty much on the same level as they would be in South Africa. So they enjoy their schooling. It's obviously a little bit different. No outdoor areas for them. It's all indoors and undercover, and school uniform and so. But they've adapted pretty well. They enjoy their school, and like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, as long as they're happy, I'm happy.
Correct.
So
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's good. How did you get the call? Justin Snaith, powerful, top stable, top horses, top owners. How did you get the call that you? I mean, was it a surprise?
he didn't actually call me at all. I was still in the camp of should I ride, shouldn't I ride, should I take a holiday, but I think it would drive me absolutely mad not riding. So took the chance. I spoke to Ken Nicol, and I said, please just get me 4 or 5 rides. I was a day late in entries. I only realized afterwards that entries came out a little bit earlier. So he managed to phone Justin, and by chance he never had riders for certain horses, and pretty much filled up the card for me. So I was very lucky in that aspect, but good to be back.
There's been some fabulous photographs of you unsaddling horses, riding some work for the Snaith camp on the Gold Circle social media. So you've obviously been there, you've gone and done the work and all that sort of thing. I don't expect you to go through each and every one, but you've got to, I want to just list the rides, and maybe you could, you know, they're all here to do their best, and you're here to win races, and Justin's a top trainer. But maybe to share with the public a couple of rides that you know, you're definitely excited. I know you're excited to ride them all. And the list is Get Impressed, Dark Winter, Impact Investor, Lock and Key, that's not for the Snaith camp, Great Plains, Royal Aussie, One Way Traffic, the very good double superlative, Raskova, which is not for the Snaiths, and then Underworld. I'll just forward you the list there. Maybe you could just talk about a couple of horses that you felt good during the week.
Yeah, look, I was fortunate enough to sit on them every single one of my rides during the week.
Okay.
And
Well, then maybe you can give a quick little comment on them then.
yeah, look, obviously I've done the shows as well, but Get Impressed, doing very well at home. I'm going to sound like a broken record, so I'm just going to leave that out of the rest of them. But
Yes.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but their preps have gone really, really good.
Okay.
And I can't fault them on their work. They're doing well. Hopefully they're good enough on the day. It's
Yes.
obviously a strong race day to be involved in. Get Impressed, he's holding his form very well. He's doing very well back at home. Also like Great Plains, if you take out his last run,
Yes.
he's very good, and looking forward to riding him. And also like one-way traffic. He hasn't won in a long time, but you got to hope he brings his best soon.
Yes, absolutely.
And then also like double superlative. He's obviously had different plans going forward, and that failed. So
but this is his third up, isn't it? It's his third run into this race.
third run, and on what I felt at work, it's going to be the best version of double superlative.
Okay.
So whether he's good enough or not, we'll see on the day.
Well, it's lovely. It's absolutely fantastic to hear a bit about Keagan's rides and what he's going to be doing here at Hollywood Bets Greyville come Sunday. Last question, because you've been certainly pulled from side to side by the media, but you can't blame us. We're all de Melo fans. With your, obviously you've got your wife and your two girls, but you've got other family in South Africa. Communication, FaceTime, Skype, whatever, do you use that a lot? Do you speak to them a lot?
We try our best. It's obviously hard with the time difference, but we really do try our best to get hold of everyone in the family most days of the week, and it's a real help having something like that. And yeah, I've got a young nephew who myself and Demi, we godparents too, and we miss him terribly, so it's hard, but
It's Megan, that's Megan's child, of course.
yes, my sisters, but we miss him dearly, we miss our family dearly, but we got to do what's best for everyone, and I feel there's a future in Hong Kong for my family, and we'll ride it out for as long as we can.
You know, your family, no family member, yes, they would miss you and they're sad not to have you, you know, all the time with them. But I mean, I don't think there'd be any family member that would, you know, you're sad, of course, but you need to go and spread your wings and go and earn your money and go and explore the world. So I'm sure they have, you know, given you their blessing and no doubt.
Yeah, exactly, and I think financially we're in a better position where we can get them over to Hong Kong and experience what we're experiencing. So that's also very nice, and as much as you miss them, you know you're going to be seeing them soon, and yeah, like I'm a real family man, you know that, and yeah.
How is mom and dad? How are they?
They're good, yeah, obviously a little bit of a health scare with my dad a couple months ago, but all's good, and my mom's doing great, my sister's doing great, and yeah, unfortunately when we left here, Demi lost her father, so it was hard on us, and but we've moved on, and we're trying our best and making the family proud.
Two more questions and then that's a wrap. And to Mr. and Mrs. de Melo, big shout out to you. Lovely people. What is it most that you're missing about South Africa, home?
Obviously the family life, and sorry Hong Kong, but the food in South Africa is great.
Okay. And then the last question is, you know, Hong Kong's, you're going back, it's on the plans, everything's been renewed, and Hong Kong's the place to be. If in the future, you know, you had to leave Hong Kong, would it be to another country? Would it be to Australia? Would it be ever back home? The question I'm trying to get to you is, will we ever see you back here?
I definitely think so. South Africa is my home. Demi's been trying to persuade me Australia away after Hong Kong, but it's a very tough decision, and I think that will be a decision we'll have to sit down and make later on in life. But at this stage, I'm very happy to come back to South Africa, and the people in South Africa have been great since I've been back. The trainers, and they've really
Welcomed you back,
with open arms,
yeah.
and I can't thank them enough for that. And obviously, Mr. Kaname has been very good to me since I've been back.
Has he taken you to a lunch?
Not yet. We're staying a world apart at the moment, but yeah, I think I've got a couple of rides coming up while Craig is suspended, so Gold Cup won't be my last meeting.
Oh, well, that's good news. So, okay, so you'll be riding at another meeting besides the Gold Cup.
Yeah, I'm going to try get to Hong Kong a little bit fitter and mentally ready for racing than I did last time, and I'm really looking forward to partnering some of his horses, and thank you very much to him. That's
great news. Well, I certainly hope to be interviewing Keagan for one or two or more of the races on Sunday at Hollywood Bets Greyville for the World Pool Gold Cup Day, and I'm certainly hoping to interview you then. But more especially, you know, if you ride a winner for Mr. Kaname again, I hope I'm doing that interview, because that would be special. It certainly would.
Oh yes.
Special that to ride a winner for Mr. Kaname, not that I'm doing the interview.
Yeah, look, without a doubt, I think if it wasn't for getting the job with Mr. Canada, I don't think I would have gotten as far as I did. You know, as much as everyone has helped me and has guided me, and
Yeah.
Mr. Canada has just been a true blessing, and I couldn't thank him enough.
Keagan, we will all be watching your career in Hong Kong, as we always do. Know that every time you're riding around those courses in Hong Kong, you've got the South African following. Our TV's on in the office all the time. We watch you, we watch all the boys, and we just wish you and your family well, and thank you for your time, and just, I must personally from myself, how exceptionally proud I am of you. Well done.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
That's it. Keagan de Melo, who's our South African guy and plying his trade, as I said, in Hong Kong, doing well. And he's here on a holiday, and let's hope that we see him in the winner's box on Sunday at Hollywood Bets Gravel for the big day. That's it. That's Keagan de Melo. That's Warren Lenferner. We'll see you, as always, in the #1 box.